And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Hi, Kevin Selly in the Weather Center. Interesting weather weekend across the Panhandle. On Saturday, kind of a transition day. We'll look for early in the day into midday some scattered showers to develop, mainly liquid precipitation. But as colder air moves southward, that's going to change over to a mix of precipitation types, a wintry mix, and then eventually snow for especially Saturday night, late night, overnight into the early part of the day coming up on Sunday. 45 for the high. Temperatures falling later in the day, precipitation chances going up. And for Sunday, looking for accumulating snow. I'll look at those accumulation potential numbers in just a second. 34 for the high and a brisk cold wind. Northeast wind 15 to 25 miles per hour, probably gusting a little higher at times. The lighter blue areas, Portales, Clovis, northeastward through Hereford Canyon, Amarillo, Borger, Perryton. These will be high-end estimates based on the time that what we're seeing at the time I'm recording this. I don't expect it to be any worse than this. Could actually be a little bit less or tiny bit more, but the general idea is 3 to 5 inches in the lighter blue areas. We do have winter storm warnings for the northwestern portion of the region, and we'll say 4 to 8. Now the 8 inches would be closer to the mountainous areas, especially Clayton northward, but could see 4 inches in and around Dalhart, Stratford westward, and then across the southeastern portion of the region, let's say 4 to 6, Plainview, Tulia, Clarendon, Shamrock. The path, the exact track of the storm is going to be key. And so with a little bit more southerly track, we could move some of these snow totals further to the south. But the darkest blue area, that would be the highest potential, 6 inches plus. Now, if everything came together, places like Kittiquay, Turkey, Wellington, southward through Childress and Paducah could see up to 10 inches. It's not out of the question. The likelihood of that is not very high, but 6 inches plus. So some of the highlights: scattered rain showers begin first, hit and miss, on and off, enough to wet the pavement as we go through the daytime period on Saturday. As I mentioned, that colder air is moving from north to south as we go on through the day, and so that will initiate the change or the change over as the precipitation areas increase in coverage. And that will happen late Saturday, more so Saturday night into Sunday. It looks like all snow for a good portion of the region coming up on Sunday. So for the early part of the weekend, no travel trouble. As we go through the day on Saturday, we'll see some wet streets in spots. Snow probably doesn't really start to tick and stick until later in the day, more so the evening hours, and then again late night period. And then speaking of the Super Bowl, we got the weekend. Just something to keep in mind if you're going to travel somewhere to watch the Super Bowl. I think the roads will be better before the Super Bowl on your way to wherever you're going, but I think there's a potential for them to be significantly worse at the end of the Super Bowl, and that'll be into the nighttime period, so do please keep that in mind if you have some travel plans. The piece of energy that's going to make this storm is coming down the northwest coast, southward from Seattle and Portland. It'll drop into the southwestern portion of the country. Since air flows counterclockwise around an area of low pressure, we'll have more southerly direction ahead of it. That's a warmer direction, so that's why we see some rain developing first. But as the storm system continues to develop and move on by, we get into more of a northerly wind flow, and that's obviously a colder direction, so some of that precipitation turns over to snow. Let's walk it through time here, starting early in the day on Saturday. By lunchtime or midday, some scattered showers, northwestern portion of the region, again with some snow. Clouds continue to thicken up, and we'll go through Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, and that's when the precipitation starts to really kind of fill in. As the colder air comes southward, you see all that green change over to blue, and that bluish purple color. This is Saturday night around 11 o'clock, and then it starts to develop southward as we go on through the day on Sunday. So there's daybreak on Sunday. Going to church on Sunday, yeah, probably some travel troubles there. And the precipitation continues through midday. That's lunchtime right there. And by mid to late afternoon, it tapers off as the storm system eventually moves on by. So first alert day for the weekend. Higher precipitation chances obviously on Sunday. That should be all snow, but it starts as a mix on Saturday. Take note, Sunday late will go overnight into the early morning hours on Monday with an overnight low temperature at 22. So that means some frozen snow, some frozen slush on the roadways to start the day on Monday. Monday morning commute could be problematic. We'll get up to 49 for a high, so I think the roads will probably melt off for a good portion of the region. And then we're in the 60s through the middle part of the week.